bigger than you. What you don't know is bigger than you.
My wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, I welcome you to Skolante TV, where we bring to you news that concerns the restoration of Biafra and freedom all over the world. In this video, I will be bringing to you Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafran Republic Government in Exile, in an interactive section on X Space. But before we dive into it, let me quickly welcome back to my channel those of you that have been following my videos. And if you are new, I urge you to do well to like, subscribe, press that bell icon so that anytime I drop a video, you will be well notified. And also, you can share the video accordingly.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, fellow Biafrans all over the world. Welcome to this evening unannounced space on the X here from my location. And of course, we have come to discuss some of the pressing issues facing us and some of the issues that we are facing today as a people and as a nation. I welcome every one of you. Invite your friends, invite your haters as well, invite those who do not know their left from their right. I welcome friends of Biafrans, I welcome the foreigners, journalists, those who have begun to pick interest in what we are doing. I welcome diplomats, those who have been assigned to follow the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, bomber to bomber, to know what he's doing. I welcome you. I want to state today that Nigeria remains the only country that is ruled and governed by ghosts and aliens. People that have no background, people that are not Nigerians originally, people that are not from the Niger area, people that are invaders, intruders, people that nobody knows anything about them. These are the people that have been ruling Nigeria, because Nigeria is never a country, nor was it planned for a better society. Nigeria was not designed to contribute anything positively for society. Rather, is a company that is being ruled by criminals, a company that is being ruled by terrorists. And the only thing that the Britain is interested in is the profitability of this company, not the laborers. They don't care about the laborers. They don't care about those that are being impoverished by this particular company. All they care is the dividend and the profit from this company called Nigeria. And as I speak to you today, our resolve in 2024 is to make sure that Nigeria will never survive this year. To make sure that the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra happened this year at all cost. That is what we are doing. But before then, I want everyone to understand that in 2024, what we are looking at is the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra, just like what the Lithuanians did in 1990. My fellow Biafrans and listeners today, for those of you who do not understand the academic and intellectual aspect of this particular Biafra liberation, I want us to go through just briefly on what Lithuania did and how Biafra will break the camel back this year. Now we are officially in the restoration or the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra. I want everybody to understand that, because when they ask you, what Biafra are you fighting for? Some people will say actualization of Biafra. It is wrong. Some people will say restoration of Biafra. Partially right. Some people will say, let us declare Biafra. Wrong. So you must know what you are fighting for. You must know what you want. So in 2024, from the day one, we have decided to make this very, very clear to every Biafran. So that when they ask you, what are you fighting for? You tell them you are fighting for your freedom, and the freedom will come through declaration. When they ask you what kind of declaration, you tell them the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra. That is the right legal term to be used so that you know what you are doing. Now let us look at how this is going to happen to this year. This year, our plan, our aim and objective is to declare the restoration of independent state of Biafra. And it is going to happen in Finland. Challenges we may have will be resources. Everything that needed to be done to get Biafra independent, we have concluded and finished them. The only thing is resources, finance. Every structure, according to international level, international standard, international law, have been put in place. It is only resources that is remaining. So let me therefore take us back to what we called the Lithuanian Act of 1990. What does this act say? Act of the Re-establishment of the State of Lithuania. Now let me read briefly what transpired with the Lithuanians. The Act of the Re-establishment of the State of Lithuania, or Act of March 11, 1990, was an independent declaration by Lithuania adopted on March 11, 1990, signed by all members of the Supreme Council of the Republic of Lithuania, led by Sąjūdis. The act emphasized restoration and legal continuity. I want every Biafran to understand that this year, at some point, when we have finished our data collection, the declaration of Biafra will be to emphasize on the restoration and the legal continuity of the interwar period of Biafra, between Biafra and Nigeria. But in this Lithuania, it says, the act emphasized restoration and the legal continuity of the interwar period Lithuania, which was occupied by the Soviet Union and annexed in June 1940. In March 1990, it was the first of the 15 Soviet republics to declare independent, with the rest following to continue for the 21 months. Concluding the Kazakhstan independence in 1991, this event, part of the broader process dubbed the Parade of Sovereignties. It led to the dissolution of the Soviet Union in December 1991. Now, I want everyone to listen to how Lithuania lost their independence in the first place, just like Biafrans. After the partition of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in the 18th century, Lithuania was part of Russia Empire. In the aftermath of the Russian Revolution in 1917, the Council of Lithuania, chaired by Jonas Basanavičius, proclaimed the Act of Independence of Lithuania on February 16, 1918. Lithuania enjoyed independence for 2 decades, just like Biafra enjoyed independence for 3 years of war. In August 1939, the Soviet Union and the Nazi Germany signed Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, Molotov, dividing Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. The same thing British have done against us. They divide Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. The Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia were assigned to the Soviet sphere of influence and subsequently were occupied in June 1940 and converted into Soviet socialist republics. In Lithuanian case, President Antanas Smetona left the country rather than accept the occupation. He did not sign but turned over his presidential duty to Prime Minister Antanas Makris as per the Constitution. The next day, Makris declared himself president in his own right. The cabinet confirmed Makris in office, claiming that Smetona had effectively resigned by leaving the country. He left to exile. 2 days later, under Soviet pressure, Makris appointed Justas Palakis, a left-wing journalist and longtime opponent of the Smetona regime, as prime minister. Makris then signed at Moscow instance, making Palakis acting president as well. The Soviet then used the Palakis government to give the final Soviet takeover the appearance of legality. The Palakis government staged a heavily rigged election for a people's Seimas, in which voters were presented with a single communist-dominated list. The newly elected people's Seimas met on July 21st with only one piece of business: a resolution declaring Lithuania a Soviet republic and petitioning for the admission to the Soviet Union, which carried unanimously. The Soviet Union duly approved the request on August 3rd. Since then, Soviet sources have maintained that Lithuania's petition to join the Soviet Union marked the culmination of a Lithuanian socialist revolution and thus represented the legitimate desire of the Lithuanian people to join the Soviet Union. The Soviet authority undertook Sovietization policies, nationalization of all private properties, collectivization of agriculture, suppression of the Catholic Church, and the position of the totalitarian control. At the same time, free and national health system were also introduced. The armed anti-Soviet partisan were liquidated by 1953. Approximately 130,000 Lithuanians, dubbed enemies of the people, were deported into Siberia. This happened in June deportation and March deportation. After the death of Joseph Stalin in 1953, the Soviet Union adopted de-Stalinization policies and ended mass persecution, non-violent resistance, continued both in Lithuania and among the Lithuanian diaspora. This movement were secret, illegal, and more focused on social issues, human rights and cultural affairs rather than political demands. The reason I want to touch on this particular history is so that you understand that Biafra will do exactly the same thing and even more. And it will happen this year. Those cabinet members and delegates that will come to Helsinki in 2024 will have their signature appended on our document of the Declaration of the Restoration of Independent State of Biafra in 2024. For this to be possible, Simon Ekpa have done everything that needed to be done. The rest lies on you. And like I said, what is needed is resources. Biafra is here. Biafra has been declared both academically, intellectually, and otherwise in 2023. It is now the declaration of the restoration of Biafra. I want you all to understand that Nigeria do not have president as it stands today. The people ruling Nigeria, from the president Tinubu to the vice president, are all foreigners. They are aliens. Tinubu is not a Nigerian. Shetima is not a Nigerian. Tinubu is from Guinea. He manipulated his way to become the governor of Lagos State. He manipulated his way to be part of Nigeria system during the military regime, because Nigeria do not have what it takes to be a country. Nigeria do not have database. Nigeria do not have any security. Nigeria is not a country where you can, your background can be checked. So Tinubu manipulated his way during the military era, and he was regarded as a Nigerian, but he was never a Nigerian. And I'm telling you today, he is from Guinea. He is from Guinea. And I stand to be challenged. Anybody who said that Tinubu is a Nigerian should tell me which village he come from in Nigeria. Which village? Who is his father? I am telling you today, Tinubu is not a Nigerian, but he's really Nigerian. Shetima is not a Nigerian, but he's really Nigerian. Many of these people that are from North, they are not originally from Nigeria, they're from Niger area. Nobody is a Nigerian, by the way. And I start to be corrected. Nobody is a Nigerian. But there are people that are from Niger area. So I think the right word would be, he is not from Niger area, because he is not from even the West Africa. So none of these people ruling you today is from Niger area. They are not from the North, Niger area. They are not from the South, Niger area. They are not from any part that is even close to Sahel. They are all from Guinea, Central African Republic, Mauritania, and what have you. They manipulated their way to power because Nigeria was designed to be so. I am going to share image from the signatures of the people that signed the Lithuanian Declaration of the Restoration of Independence in 1990. And this is exactly what Biafra will do in Helsinki in 2024. On this note, I will give the co-host opportunity to continue from here, and I will entertain questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister, Your Excellency, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Happy New Year. And fellow Biafrans, thank you very much for joining this very space. And I will say Happy New Year to all of you, wherever you are spacing from across the world. PM is an emergency space, and it's a good one. He has led a very strong background. Here we are in 2024, which is the final of the finals. And without missing words, PM has enumerated numbers of conditions needed to have a restored independent state of Biafra. And so far, within the 9 months of 2023, Biafra, through the work of the Prime Minister, has met all the criteria. And this is what is breaking the heart of those who are not part of this movement, who decided to work against the movement. They have now recounted their loss because every effort to bring the PM down did not work. And here we are talking about the declaration of the restoration of the declaration of independence for the restoration of Biafra states, which is a very, I mean, it is a finisher of this. I'm backing it up with a very strong database, which he has been emphasizing. The database collections, how it's going to be collected, the moment the link is released, where to register for the self-referendum before this very future convention is talking about will take place, which is the final of finals. So as you can see, Biafra is here with us. We are already in an independent state, but nevertheless fighting the battle that's supposed to come with it. And this is why he is emphasizing resources. When it comes to resources, we have the human resources and we have also the capital resources. He's not talking about human resources. Human resources is very, very enough, but we need money to make sure we keep this fire burning and keep Nigeria off balance until the day he declares the independent state of Biafra from Helsinki. And anybody who don't like it should go and look for a life transformer, not in Nigeria, because Nigeria don't used to have light, and hug him or herself. Nevertheless, we proceed. We recognize the presence of our Chief of Staff, Dr. M. Orabeze, is here in the space with us. That's a good evening, Chief of Staff. So please, if you have a question, do raise your hand. You know the procedure, you know the protocols. You go straight to your point. You will greet the PM. You are going to salute his doggedness and his wickedness when Biafra come. But for now, we are on a space of, and maybe we are using this very space to enlighten those who don't know what we have achieved from March 2023 to this December that just passed. And here we have continued. So go straight to your question, please, if you have any. And that is by showing the sign of raising your hands, we will call upon you to ask these very questions. Thank you, and good evening all. I will wait you to ask your questions. I will say, Mazi Ochoni, you are the first to go straight to the point. Good evening from you. Mazi, are you there? Tap your microphone and continue speaking. Not sure if he is ready there. Okay. I call upon Tony. Tony, please go through the question if you have any. If I call on you, do not show that.
All right, I think we've lost you, success. If you are still, your network is still allowing you, please, you can talk. Pastor Van Bavam, you just join us.
I had some interruption, so I have to mute. So, Jaja, please go ahead. Make you Bamba co-host, please, sir.
Yes.
Jaja, are you hearing me? I don't know if all these people I'm calling to speak are
Yes,
hearing.
I'm here. I'm
Jaja.
here. Mazi Success, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. I salute you from here. Our own Prime Minister, I
Really?
salute you. you're a great man. We don't know how much to thank you, my brother. Success. This one you say that we shouldn't praise him. That is the only thing we have come here to do, because most people, we don't have any other question to ask. Every question has been answered. Honestly, every question have been answered. And I salute you also, our Deputy Minister of Information. I salute you. May Elohim continue to guide you, our Prime Minister, on everything that you're doing that is removing shame and disgrace on our faces. May God of Biafra continue to protect you. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Okay, Pastor Bam, you can go ahead, please. As you bring in people, I will be here to take them out. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Greetings to my able, formidable, unstoppable Prime Minister. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm always honored to be in the same platform with my PM. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Success. I'm happy to be with you, my capable comrade. Thank you so much. Greetings, fellow Biafrans. Please, let's go quickly as the Prime Minister is here. And I'm sorry for joining late. I'm just coming in from work now. Thank you so much. All right, Success, I begin to bring them in, and then you give them the microphone, please. Thank you, Success. Or do you want me to be giving them the microphone, Success? Okay, looks like Success.
Giving them the microphone, yes.
Okay, I'll do
Give them the microphone.
I'll do just
them
that.
in.
All right.
When they finish speaking, I will take them out. That's my work, yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Mazi Ochoa Oji, please take the microphone and go straight to the point, please. I know you have to follow the protocol, like Success said earlier. You don't so much accolade. Just go straight to the point. The PM will answer your question. Thank you very much.
All right. Good evening. Good evening, Honorable Prime Minister, and Happy New Year. Please, my question is a short one. I just want to know if we've tried to, if our government in Ezra has tried to reach out of hand of friendship to the people of Sahel, the new military regimes there, like the people from Niger, Republic, Burkina Faso, and I think Mali. And if we have done that, has there been any response from them in terms of alliance with them? Because at this point, I think we also need any alliance we could get, like we can get from anywhere if possible. And the second one would be, has there been any move to get an alliance from Russia, or in terms of help, if not even in person, maybe in terms of helping us with the necessary tools that we need for our liberation? Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, we choose to make public the alliance we want to make public. So your question is not something I'm going to address now. But whether we are making move for alliances, yes, we are making move for alliances. Whether we are getting responses, yes, we're getting responses. Or whether we have contacted Niger, Russia, this one, that one is not a relevant question at this point. So the government of Biafra is doing everything to make alliances with other nations. And this year we will focus on recognition from countries. So we are doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, PM Ochoa. I'm very sure you got the answer there. Biafra government has presented a better solution. Those are the areas where you should address your questions to. A better solution. What better solution do we have? Ask questions in that regard, please. I am giving you the microphone, please. If I Chuku, please take the microphone and go straight to the point.
Good evening, everybody. All protocols duly observed. Good evening, my PM. My question goes like this. When the time for the database, when the link will be released, can someone register any, like, can I register myself and family and everybody that I know? Like, can I register them from my phone? That is my question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The Biafra government, like you see, we have presented a better solution. Solution is that you will do everything at your own comfort zone. And of course, decision will be made based on the information you presented. We'll go into investigation to know the information you presented. There are a lot of requirements. Once you meet the requirement to be recognized as a Biafran on your data application, it will be approved, and you are going to receive the information that your application has been approved as a Biafran. Also, when that is happening, when you register yourself and your family, you are going to monitor and follow the process of the application from reviewing period to the decision making. Once a decision is made, you are going to see that the decision has been made on your application as a Biafran citizen. And at the same time, you are also going to follow the live procedures of the database collection system. So once you register yourself in the Biafra security and database website, you will have your own account and your own details where you can monitor the progress of your application. And of course, that of your family. So if you meet the requirement to be verified at this early stage as a Biafran, yes, you can do that with your phone, with your laptop, and in the comfort of your zone. That is how far and how innovative we have become and what we have done so far. And then also, it is going to have what we call facial recognition. You can never cheat it. The facial recognition of the Biafra database is powered by Jumio. You get some of the picture, you're going to snap yourself, so you can't duplicate your identity. You can never have Tinubu of Biafra. You can never have Shetima of Biafra. You are Okechukwu. Once we capture your face, we have captured you. You can never change your data again. That is the kind of integrity Biafra nation is going to bring to the world, so that any place you go as a Biafran, you'll be respected. Not like in Nigeria, that they are, your Nigeria passport is not a valid identification document in Finland. We have gone that far. Finland don't recognize Nigeria international passport. You can never use it for anything in Finland. In case nobody knows this, this is what is happening here. So Biafra will build that particular trust. And that is why we say we have presented a better solution to the strong database. So once you are making an application, you take your facial recognition. If another person uses your face, it will never ever confirm that it is you. So the Jumio is one of the most trusted company that are verifying documents for government, banks, financial institutions, and name it. Biafra government has signed agreement with Jumio, and Jumio verification will be integrated into our database system for verification of individuals and their identities. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. Very, very elaborated explanation there, and I'm sure everybody is clear on that. And if Ichuku is giving it 100%, which is to say he is clarified. Thank you so much. Okay.
And then also let me say it like I said, we are not hiding anything. There is nothing like hide. The enemy we know and we sabotage it. No, it means you don't know what is freedom. It means you don't know, you are not sure of what you are doing. And that was what they have done to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for decades. They push him left, right, center. And sometimes it is by the grace of God that he continued to start strong. I remember in those days, There are some questions the people that are surrounding him who were actually using him to project their Nigeria pressure group. Tell him, don't answer, don't answer. If you answer, they will sabotage. And then he will tell you, well, we are not going to tell you how we do it. We tell you now, you go and tell Fulani, and they will go and sabotage it. That is the work and advisors that surrounded him. These criminals you see parading themselves today. We don't do that in this government. We tell you what we want to do. We tell you how we are going to do it, because it is a foundational issue. The foundation is strong. You can't go and sabotage it and let us see. I am telling you what we are going to do and how we're going to do it, so that you will know what you are doing. Not don't do this hide and seek game. So our own freedom fighting is open and pump and play. We are not hiding anything, my brother. Thank you.
Wow. Kai se kwado bro ka ha se kwado na mbụ. Hey, Chineke mere m ebere. Thank you, my peer. Thank you so much, sir. All right, if you can go back and start listening while we bring in more people. Please, I am giving you the microphone. Uzochukwu, a disciple of. Please take the microphone. Please, 60 seconds. There are so many people here. Just go straight to the point, please.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.
More of that clap.
I love it. I love it. I love it. My Prime Minister, you deserve the clap. You deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My honorable Prime Minister, Odogu, Opatobie, Omekosiri, I am honored to be in your space. Thank you, my Prime Minister. Thank you, my success, and Honorable Pastor Vam. I wish to greet everyone on the space. My PM, I have nothing much to ask you, but I want to really appreciate you and say, may you carry on. Anyway, it's Mas Uzochukwu from East London, the small London, the one you always know from small London. Thank you, my Prime Minister. You have been doing great, and we are solidly behind you. The Lord will lift you and bless you until you carry us on until you finish what God has embedded into your hands. May your days be long. May your days continue. May grace rest upon you. I have nothing much to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Uzochukwu. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please, we are going to give the microphone very quickly to our own. Okay, sorry. Let's give this to Kama first. Kama Israel. Please take the microphone. Kama Israel.
Thank you, our PM. I greet you. Is Kama Israel. PM, I just have this question for you. I listened to you on Christmas Day. I listened to you on 1st of January, even on the 30th. I don't know whether you decide to reserve some of the achievement of last year, because you didn't mention a lot of them. And one of them, which is the main reason why we achieved everything, is the exposition that you made that the evil people who were sabotaging the struggle for years, for over 13 years, you exposed them and you expelled them, and that was the reason we were able to make, a big achievement in 2023, plus other achievements, which is numerous that I won't be able to mention them. I don't know whether you decide to reserve some, maybe for later. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Like I said, that if we begin to list every single achievement we made, it will take the whole day, because there are a lot, of course. And the good part about this whole thing is that it is we do it show. So it is not something that is hidden. We are not underground. So everything we have done so far is in the public domain. Everybody who follows what we are doing they can tell their story, their own, what they feel that we have achieved and all that on their own way. So if you begin to list everything we have done, believe me, we had fundraising that day. it would take the whole program. So we decided to just list few of them, so that people. And then if you remember that I told Biafrans that we are not going to list everything we have achieved, but these are for those asking questions: what you have achieved, what you have achieved. I believe that some of them now are coming back to the Biafra government. So we just listed few, and then you people can begin to add more into what you have listed, because everything is in the public. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Actually, I will take you out like there's noise at your background there. Thank you very much. Please remember, speakers, remember to raise your hands. It will make it easier for us to spot you and to identify you. I give the microphone to our own Shine baby. Please take the microphone. The PM is ready to listen to you now, please.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Van. Good evening, my Lord, our PM. Good evening, Chief of Staff. Good evening, everyone. Please, my PM, there is a question I want to ask about we that is married to the country that we are living, because I want to ask this question about, because one of our brother is talking about his family. So, like me now, am I going to, if my husband wants to follow me to come to Biafra land, can I do ID for him, or is it only me and my children? They were my PM.
Thank you very much. At this point, it is only you and your children. Thank you.
Gracias.
There are procedures for the spouse of Biafrans to acquire our ID card. It is not express, so they must meet the requirement. And that is going to be laid down in our Constitution and the Immigration Act. So that is in a futuristic thing. For now, you apply for Biafran children, which are your kid and yourself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, PM. And I'm sure our beloved sister is satisfied with that reply. No, so please take the microphone very quickly and go straight to the point. No, so please.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, dear friends. Good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, my co-host. I want to say thank you very much for all you have done, and I will go straight to my point. Right now, we have all seen the achievements so far, and we have all seen the background and the efforts that you have put to make sure that Biafra is restored in this 2024. I believe that we Biafrans have now seen and we have heard, and majority of us have been convinced, and we already know where we are heading to in this 2024 in no distant time. So my question now is that, because we still have we still have, let's say, some of us that are still, that have not fully embraced what we are doing and have not fully embraced this achievement, despite the evidences, despite the achievements, despite the evidences being made and being shown in the public and also being preached directly to them, and still yet they are still sitting by the corner and still yet to be convinced. So my question is that now, because we are now heading to data-based collection. So in this case, now we are heading to, I still believe that these same people that they are already aware of this awareness and still yet are still refusing. I want to know what will happen in the future, in the nearest future, when this data collection will be taking place, because I believe there will be a limit of time to this data collection before the declaration of our nation called Biafra. So what will happen? Because I believe that these same people will also ignore or somehow be thinking that it is something as usual. Along the line, then Biafra will be declared, and along the line, maybe some of them will now believe and now start to face the reality. My Prime Minister, I am asking, I want to know what will be the case of these people. Thank you very much, sir.
thank you very much. Their case is that they will first of all have what we call a second-class status. Second-class status. It may sound very awkward, but I have tried to find a better word. I couldn't find. So those of you academicians, those of you Mr. English, those of you in the United Kingdom where English is English originated from, if you have a better word that we can use on the people on second-class status. I did not say second-class citizen. Second-class status. Please reach out to me so we can use a better word. But if there is no better word, I will use a second-class status. The second-class status in the sense that the ID card, we are not going to deprive any Biafran from being a Biafran, even though the person did not support the freedom. It is a normal thing. Everybody must not support the freedom, even in most of the countries. Of course, most of the Western world, they know what is freedom, and most of the people support it. But if you listen to what I read about Lithuania, you find out that when the president left the country, fled the country, he handed over to the prime minister, who was by that time a pro-Soviet Union. So probably the person that prime minister at that time wouldn't have supported the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Lithuania. So when he assumed the office of the president, he now made sure that he appointed another person who is the opposition to the ex-president as a prime minister. And that person was a journalist who was opposing the president back then. They later on formed alliance with Soviet Union, went back to the Soviet Union. So you can see that there are two different ideologies there. Why the president did not support the Soviet Union, the prime minister then of the Lithuania supported the Soviet Union. So he embraced them and went back to Soviet Union. So you can never, in a struggle like this, you can never ever please everybody. But the most important thing is that what you are doing is fair, just, and for the interest of your people and the future. It is the future that will always determine what you have done and how you have lived your life to fight for your people. So today we are using Lithuania as a case study. And the president, his name is there. Those who played the role they played, their own name is also there. We may not be able to do what Lithuania did. We may also not be able to do what South Korea did. South Korea deprived giving citizenship to people who did not support the struggle for independence of South Korea. Till today, they don't have passport. They are not regarded as citizens of South Korea. They give them permit, renewable permit, just like immigrant. So our own, that's what I use, a second-class status. It may be something else. So the Biafra government has designed a way to identify those who did not support Biafra liberation, because we cannot deprive them the right of citizenship of Biafra. But there are ways we will make them pay. Shame. One is that the ID card of those who did not support Biafra liberation will be different from those who we have their record now from their financial contribution and the other contribution that other people are supporting the Biafra liberation. So your ID card, your national ID card is going to be different from those who do not have their record and their financial record about their contribution in Biafra liberation. That is number one. And once that is done, it means that because we are digitalizing the Biafra as a nation, digital economy and everything. So when you go to any department in the government for anything, you are going to be treated as one. So once you identified as those through your ID card, of course, it is going to be an internal issue. Once you identified as those who did not support Biafra liberation, believe me, one is that you are going to pay higher tax. If people that supported Biafra liberation will be paying 50% tax, you will pay 30%. There is nothing you can do about it. And if you don't like it, you go to another country and leave. Get their citizenship and stay there. If ordinary citizens of Biafra will be paying, those who will be living on state aid or the social benefit is paying tax of 8%. You that will be living on state aid and you did not support Biafra, you will be paying 20%. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm just giving you a brief of what is going to happen. So these are where we're going to differentiate those and how they're going to pay for the price of not supporting the Biafra liberation. Thank you. There are many more.
Thank you, Pierre.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Noso. Thank you very much. You're blessed. All right, we'll move to the next person, please. Ekpa, please take the microphone, please.
Thank you, my honorable minister. My prime minister, Obato Bie Military Ugu, Ononambe Shulo One. Greetings to you. Happy New Year, sir. My question is this, sir. Is the Biafra government putting in place about the DNA test before documentation? And secondly, the ID card, national ID card, is it available for Biafran to apply for it now? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The national ID card will be available for application very soon. The whole process almost completed. And so the application will open very soon. And of course, I want you to understand that the collection of data is different from ID card. The ID card at this point is only open to Biafrans in diaspora. But the data collection of Biafra is for everybody.
Okay with that? Thank you.
I have not finished, please. The data collection is for
please take the microphone.
I have not finished, sir. Thank you.
I couldn't hear you.
I am still explaining. Can you not hear me?
I'm not hearing you. Are you okay?
Hello?
Our prime minister is still explaining, has not finished, sir.
Okay.
Is it that you don't hear me? Can you people hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
All right. So the issue of ID card is still in process.
Please, I don't know. I cannot hear PM again. That means I may have to go out and come in again. No, I cannot hear PM at all.
Go out and come in again. Sir, can you hear me? So, are you there? All right. Anyway, so I think Ralph has an issue with his system, and Success also have issue with this. So the issue of the ID card is something that we are already finalizing, and it is only going to be open for the people in diaspora. And then the database is open for every Biafran all over the world. Anywhere you are, we are needing your data, for the self-referendum of Biafra. So then the issue that the first question you asked, Onyeka, what was it again? Because of this distraction.
DNA test.
Okay. The DNA test is something that is going to come later. The DNA test is not what we need now. We have other means of verifying the information submitted by Biafrans in the database collection, and those assessment is enough at this point. When we have regained and restored our independence, we can now begin to look into the possibility of going for a DNA test, as the case may be. So the DNA test issue will be handled based on individual basis. So it is going to be either those that will be joining the Biafra government or the Biafra people after the restoration of independence state of Biafra will be begin to adopt that particular DNA to know the origin and where they come from. That will be implemented after independence, not at this early stage. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. Thank you very much, sir. Onyeka, you're good. Okay, please quickly take the microphone. Obele Ojuku, please take the microphone and go straight to the point.
Good evening, my PM. Good evening, all Biafrans. Good evening from here. My question goes like this. I have a question that I've noticed no one has asked here on this group. It's about gun laws, Biafra gun laws and regulations. Like if you look at the zoo, they don't allow the citizens to be able to have light weapons in the place of shotguns and small weapons that they can use to protect themselves from house invasion and all that. And if you look at the zoo, house invasion has now become something of profit that criminals engage in. So I was wondering, because if when we become independent as a nation, our neighbors, we know they are going to have grievances and we're going to be attacked even as after we become independent as a nation. So I believe we need to be prepared, and the citizens need to have like light weapons in their homes to protect their families. So I want to know about the Biafra gun laws and regulations. So how is it going to be, my Prime Minister? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We cannot be talking about gun laws now. We focus more on getting our freedom. Everybody that is in Biafra land will have the right to engage in whatever sports they want to engage in. If you want to be a shooter, if you want to have a hobby of shooting, you are going to own a gun when you become a member of a shooting club. And then from there, the kind of weapon that you are going to have will be regulated in accordance with international laws, especially part of the European Union. So we are going to make sure that when you talk about gun is when you don't have security. The kind of weapon when you don't have, I don't know who is making this noise. When you don't have security, is when you talk about international laws. Can you threat from neighboring countries? If you have trust in your security, you will not be talking about having a gun to protect yourself. That's where I'm coming from. So first of all, we'll make sure that our security are up to date and very good to go at any point in time. We have learned from what happened to others. And at the same time, you may have a right to own a gun. But like I said, having a right to own a gun may come from different contexts. Maybe in the context of just as a hobby, shooting, and then you own a gun. It may be on from the context of being a hunter. You have the right to own a specific gun. So for now, we are not looking at giving gun right, just like go to the street and buy a gun to everybody, because we want the Biafra security to take charge of the protection of life and properties of Biafra people and seal our borders. That's the most important thing. Once we put everything in place, you don't need a gun as an individual to protect yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Prime Minister.
Please, if I bring you into the room and you unmute yourself, it's going to disqualify you. Please keep yourself muted until you are given the microphone, please. This name, Petra Faithful Ministries. Mute yourself. If you unmute yourself again, I'm going to remove you, please. All right, take the microphone. ECK IPOB. ECK IPOB, please take the microphone.
Good evening, everybody, and good evening, my Prime Minister. As we're approaching to the recognition of Biafra, there are certain things we need to be on board. This is require the flag which will be flying, and also our boundary map. I just want to ask you a question: when are we going to have an official flag which you will launch, and also a boundary which we also will launch? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I like that question. And let me ask you, what motivated you to ask me this question? ECK, Biafra.
Yeah, I want me to, because I know that as a former military man, we defend our territorial integrity and also defend our flag. And flag is our column. And I go, before we have a country, because people who will be around us want to know Biafra, we have to know this is Biafra. When you talk about Biafra, first have to come about the Biafra is a map and its flag.
Okay, I'm not very, pleased with the answer you have given. There is something I want you. I know that something motivated you to ask this question, especially on the flag. So I want to know whether we are thinking the same way. So why don't you have flag? You have. I see your profile here. You have Biafra flag. Why are you telling me about Biafra flag?
That flag is, we have two flags now, so we don't know which one is which one. The one you flag, the one you put on post whenever you are doing state of national address is different from the one I have over here. So in that case now, we don't know which one is the real flag now. We need to have a one particular flag. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, so which one is what is the difference between the two?
The first one, they have I'll call it a Star of Erie, which is called Star of David, and second half is not there.
Okay, thank you very much. And you know that the Star of David on the flag was announced by Mazen Amdekano. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of that, yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you. Now, that is not even the reason I was interested in asking you why you asked the question. The reason I wanted to know why you asked the question, your answer is different. But let me give a clue to Biafra people. If you look at the Biafra flag today, it represents Arab nation. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, but wait.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear from you, but I didn't hear it.
That's all right. No worries there.
So, and when you asked that question, I was like, let me know whether somebody know or think what I'm thinking. The Biafra flag you see today represents the color of Arab nation. And most of the African countries' flag represent Arab nation. This is what many people don't know. So if we are talking about flag, we may have a different flag entirely, completely different color of flag. But we have not come to that point. In the declaration or the declaration of the restoration of Biafra, we may have a different flag of Biafra. Reason being that this particular flag you see today represents Arab color. And I want people to go to Google and Google Arab flag. And you are going to see this flag here. It is maybe during the time of the Biafra declaration, there was not much research and awareness. And like I said, there are a lot of mistakes that were made, which we are correcting today. And we correct those mistakes from scratch to the end. So flag is the next thing we are coming. And I want you to look at some of the countries that are using a different flag that is different from Arab flag. For example, Liberia. Liberia have a different flag. Bazonia have a different flag. But you see this red, black, green. It represents Arab. So this is another breaking information that I'm passing to Biafrans today. So you may be expecting a new flag of Biafra during our declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Whatever we declare now is what the world will recognize, not what has happened in the past. That's why we are changing a lot of things to make sure we get things right. Thank you very much for that question. And then the second one you asked was, what was it again?
It was about the map of Biafra.
Okay. The map of Biafra is also, we are sealing it. As you all can see, the state is increasing. And so before the declaration of the restoration of independence state of Biafra, which is going to happen in Finland here after the voting of self-referendum, we will present our map to the world and defend it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my PM. ECK, I'm sure you are satisfied with that. Thank you very much for bringing that engaging question. Please take the microphone, Solomon Rich. Please, go ahead, please. Solomon Rich, are you there? Your hand is up. Solomon Rich seems not to be hearing me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Why are you wasting time? Please go ahead, please.
Sorry. I was just trying to unmute my mic. Yeah, my question goes like this. But we see a lot of roadblock in Biafran land and the military checking point. My question goes like this: how long are we going to sustain those military checking points, obstructing our people going from our daily business? That's just my question.
You don't think about how to sustain your people going to their daily business when you are at war. The military checkpoint, the military checkpoint, in other words, is a declaration of war. Yeah. So what you should be thinking about or asking about is how we can dismantle them. Okay. Make sure we neutralize all of them one after the other. That is the question, not how our people can be going to work. You don't go to work when people have declared war against you. So the military checkpoint you see there is war. And that's why in 2024, our focus is going to be nothing other than where those people coming to the military checkpoint are coming from. Their barracks, their bases is what we're going to start engaging from this year. And our target is to make sure we neutralize and weaken every Nigeria Islamic security apparatus within Biafra land. That's where we are now. It is called revolution. Revolution. A very bloody and ruthless one is coming this year. Thank you.
Thank you, PM Solomon. Thank you for bringing up that question. Please take the microphone now. Please, Christy was. How do you pronounce this? Please take the microphone, please. Christy was. Can you take the microphone, please? Are you there?
Okay, good evening, my PM. My question is based on what you answered now. If we have a Sabo now and the Sabo was contributing to the struggle, are we, and let me say the Sabo was contributing to the struggle, and then he has a certificate of the money he has contributed, does it mean that we are still going to, and he's working against the struggle secretly, does it mean that we are still going to give him a full citizen of Biafra? That was my question. Thank you.
If he was contributing and we have declared Biafra and we are talking about citizenship, who cares what he did? It means that he was contributing and his contribution has helped to get Biafra, and his Sabo did not work. Because if his Sabo worked, you will not be talking about his citizenship. So if the person is contributing and doing Sabo, it is his business. His Sabo did not work, and we have gotten Biafra. So we are not going to go back and start looking at who was sabotaging when we were fighting for our independence. We don't have that time. Well, we have our time for innovation, development, and moving forward to make sure we meet the promise we made the Biafra people, building Dubai of Biafra within 5 years. I want to inform you that the company that will build our cities are already intact. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you, Christy. You're welcome. Thank you. Otungwa Mwanya, please take the microphone.
Yes, good evening, great man, the PM. Good evening, sir. And good evening, great Biafrans. Quick one. My question is, the late Buhari or Jubril, he called us, he said that we are a dot in a circle, sir. And as it stands now, I don't know if you can explain more. Are we still that dot in a circle? Thank you, sir.
We were never dot in a circle. Not even now that we are expanding our territory, and there is no going back. If not that Katsina is somewhere, I would put the Biafra Liberation Army in Katsina. They would drag them into Biafra too. Aswahaku.
Aswahaku.
Yes. So we are not dot in a circle, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. All right, we move. Please, Ami Nandeze, please take the microphone very quickly.
Right, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my Prime Minister. I am very, very excited getting all these reports, and I thank God for everything. I have two questions. One of my questions has been answered partly, and then the other one hasn't been asked. Number one, the one that hasn't been asked, I want to ask, or maybe a contribution about our alliance with Ambazonia. I have some Ambazonian brothers that I work with. We are work here in the USA, and then we've been talking and rubbing minds together. And they said, which also last time I had to call the African rep to inform PM about making sure, telling Mr. Cho Ayaba to be very, very vigilant about infiltrators in their group, because I learned that they are doing it a lot. So that's what I'm trying to contribute to let our PM know, and he knows how he's going to handle it with so that's not to avoid risking the lives of our this gallant men. And then number two question has been answered partly.
Sorry. When you say risking the life of our gallant men, how?
I mean those maybe those infiltrators from the Ambazonian side, for them not to like maybe set up our people, because of from what we heard, some of them are doing. They said a lot of stuff, even worse than what is happening in Biafra land. So then we'll go and change their uniform. I learned that some army will go, and some of the Cameroonian army will come back as if they've discharged, they joined their own army, and they are there working against, and they're setting them up and all those stuff. So these are some of the things I want suggesting that you know how you're going to handle it, and let's
Tell those people, you don't even need to come and report this stuff. Tell those people that Cho Ayaba is equal to the tax to handle those issues. And people do think a lot. People think a lot. How can you people just sit down and be thinking how people are infiltrating? You can never do the freedom fighting without infiltrators. It is the ability to handle it that defines who you are. And that's what we have done in Biafra. We have been able to handle Sabo very well. That's why you don't see them killing any Biafra army. I have challenged them to bring one evidence of them capturing any Biafra Liberation Army. Every day, they said they have captured ESN. Every day, they said they have captured IPOB. Every day. Why are they not mentioning capturing Biafra Liberation Army? Because they can never go close to us. And those people who are thinking that they are inside our men to sabotage them, believe me, before you open your mouth or make a move, the Biafra land have swallowed you. We don't give a space for any Sabo. So those people concerned about Sabo should be more interested in how they will support Cho Ayaba if they are from Ambazonia financially, because in Ambazonia they have the IPOB Cameroon there, just the way we have IPOB Nigeria. So they should be more interested in supporting Ayaba than than discussing about security they know nothing about. They are not in the security of Ambazonia. Why are they discussing security? Why are they advising Cho Ayaba, who is handling the security of Ambazonia, how to handle it? So I just call these kind of things gossips. And honestly, in Biafra, I don't give people chance to talk about even the security, about this one is doing this. So I don't give that particular opportunity for somebody to advise me. You are not in a position to advise me about security. You are not in the security. You are not in what we are doing. So you cannot be outside and telling me what is happening. You cannot have that particular intel more than we do. So ask your second question, please. And just tell those people to support Cho Ayaba financially, not stay in America and gossiping. Thank you.
Yes, my second question is about the database. Like, you know that these Fulanis, they are really so, because the other day I was in the Twitter space, I think with our Twitter space, I noticed that day they were discussing about who are the Hausas, who are the the Middle Belt people. And I noticed that many Fulanis came and disguised like as though they were there. But it's true that what they were saying, that I saw that they were really Fulanis, because they were still talking about leaving Nigeria for them and also those stuff. So, but now, so that shows that they are always looking for, Fulanis are just looking for, they are not resting. Now, about this database thing, if I'm asking our people that are back home, because since the pictures and other stuff that you mentioned about identification is going to be there, what about our people at home? I hope they won't. Is there no way? Is that how are they going to be protected if they we include them in the database? And so that's my question for those our people at home being maybe registering in the database.
What do you mean protect? Or how? What do you mean
Like
protecting
the
them?
people knowing their faces and then going back to go maybe point at them and attacking them at home and all those stuff about their safety.
Which people knowing their faces?
In the database, that's what I'm asking.
So who will go to the database to know their faces?
Well, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be like, I'm not trying to about the Fulanis are like they are not resting, because it's like taking out food from their mouth. That's what they are seeing this Biafran movement or liberation is. So they are not resting. They are looking for one. So nobody knows. They might use any means or the other to get.
Where do you live?
I live in the US.
Do you have access to database in the US?
I don't.
So why do you think other people will have database to Biafra database, access to the Biafra database?
Okay. All right.
No, answer me now. It is a government database. How can you come here and start talking about faces of the people? So this question you ask you now should address it. That's why we should always use our common sense. Database is a government database that are only accessible by a specified individual who are high-rank officers in the Biafra government on a specific role. So it is not, database is something that you don't just come and give access to people. Apart from that, who is not a Biafra now? If they want to kill everybody now, everybody sitting at home have voted for Biafra. So why are they not killing everybody? Or don't you think that in the every Monday that Onitsha market is locking up, don't you know that it's already a referendum voting for Biafra? When the governor threatened all the people, including government workers, to come to work, they refused to go. Don't you know they are loyal to the Biafra government? Have they killed them? It is just synonymous to the database of Biafra. They can't kill everybody at the same time, my people. There is something you can do and there is something you cannot do, no matter how evil you are. But, however, our main priority is to protect Biafra people. Database is completely confidential and secured, being handled by one of the world's best verification company. So nobody will have access to Biafra database. It is a government database, for crying out loud. Thank you.
Thank you, my PM. So I don't know whether some people are thinking that we don't have ISAP and Tami in Biafra. What we have are Omochineke. And even with their ISAP and Tami, they don't even have they don't have electricity to be able to have a database, talk less of whatever. So we are rugged and we are impenetrable. Thank you, my PM. Please, Reverend God, take the microphone.
Good evening from here, my Honorable Prime Minister and all the members of Biafra Republic government in Ezra and the federal government. We are very, very happy and glad with you people. In short, even the broadcast you made yesterday, 1st January 2024, we are all happy and glad. Please, what I want to ask now is that about our currency, as you said some time ago, is going to be a digital currency. Please, is there any way the app will be out to allow Biafrans to be mining it before the full launching of the currency? Many people have asked such questions, and that's why now I ask for the PM to help us to answer it. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, we are planning to, in due time, to release it to the financial market. And one thing you people should know is that this is something that takes even years to build. It's not easy. We just started this, officially March last year. It is still not yet 10 months. So everything will fall in place. It is gradually. But the most important thing is the delegitimization of the Islamic State of Nigeria within Biafra land. So the Biafra currency is still in pipeline. And as soon as it is ready, it will be released to the financial market. Biafrans can mine and bank on the Biafra coin before we go into the Biafra Central, the Biafra Reserve, because we have been contemplating on the banking system if we are going to have the Federal Reserve or it is going to be called the Central Bank of Biafra. This whole thing is still Bank of Biafra. So this whole thing is still under the process. Remember, it has to go through the international financial institutions and financial systems. So it is a work that is already underway. And so that is something that follows. Immediately that is done, will be released to be released in the financial market. Thank you.
Thank you, my able PM. And I'm sure, Reverend, you've gotten that. Thank you very much. Move. Please, I am the good guy. Take the microphone, please.
Yes, good evening from my end, our able and admirable Prime Minister. My greetings to you, the co-host Ralph and Sussex, and all the cabinet members here present. It's an honor and privilege, a rare one for that matter, to have access to our PM directly through this medium. I think most of my questions have been attended to, but I just wanted some other clarification. All of these things have been put in place, but the more we ask questions, the more information are released to Biafrans. And so I just wanted to ask on few things. Number one, on the issue of border security. We know how our bordering communities, how we are linked to states or regions that are outside of our territory. So I don't know if we, of course, everything will be digitalized as I expect. What are the plans in securing our borders? And then number two, we talked about this issue of data collection. So I want to also go back to it because it's a very important aspect of our national life. We have people that are living within Biafra territory that we are born and have lived all their life there, but whose parents are not from Biafra. So will these people, this set of generation that were born within Biafra territory, be also considered during this data collection? That's question number two.
They will not be considered.
Okay, that's noted, sir. So my last question will be on the issue of, as it is now, on the issue of, is it a liberation tax? I want to call it. Are there programs, are there plans to ensure that, because I have people asking me from Biafra land, if when it is actually made available to the public, to Biafran public, to begin to pay their taxes, can these taxes be paid without being traced by the Nigerian agents or government through the banking institution? Thank you. As you attend to my question.
Thank you very much. The taxes is already being paid. Contact your state executives to know where to make your Biafra liberation tax payment. So it's already being paid. A lot of states have already started. In fact, most states have been given a mandate to the 15th of this month to have their December Biafra liberation tax. So that is already underway. So many states are already contributing. So if you are not part of it, consult your state executives and let them advise you properly. Properly identify yourself, Maka. If you come to find information, you cannot survive it. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Just to add some of us, I mean, we can also pass through the media team here for proper guidance in terms of trying to get access to these state coordinators. I don't know if that is allowed.
You can go through the medias and they will guide you.
Okay, that's noted. Thank you, sir. Still waiting for the response regarding our border security, sir.
The border security is sealed and whole, and I don't understand what you mean by that border security. Is there any nation that doesn't protect its border? We have been able to, first of all, be able to define our border and then deploy our immigration. And at this point, Biafra Liberation Army is the security, and Biafra Liberation Fighters security we have. After that, normal security structure will take place, like the police and other paramilitary that will be guiding the border, like the immigration and co. So for now, we are defining our borders based on those who would want to be part of Biafra, and the expansion is ongoing. So our border will be sealed, knowing fully well the kind of threat that are surrounding Biafra people. So our border will be sealed and protected. That's all I have to say at this point. Thank you. And then Raphael, we are going to take just 2 more questions and we'll call it a day. Thank you.
Okay, 2 more questions. Who are these lucky 2? I see this American flag here, the white guy. I don't know if it's a impersonation or what. Lil E, can you please throw a question? Lil E. Lil E, are you there? With the American flag. Okay, Lil E seems not to be ready. I'll give the microphone to the one who has raised his hand. Uchenna Desmond Nweke, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Van Van Vam. I want to use this opportunity to thank our able Prime Minister, Your Excellency. I appreciate you so much for all that you have been doing. You have been doing, marvelous job since you took over the leadership of the government in exile. And I know that the mighty hand of God that is upon you will keep you going higher, both spiritually in soul and body, to keep this, movement, this actualization to that place we are looking forward to be able to be free and live like people and bring development to Africa.
Mazi, you don't have a question? You don't have a question?
So my question, yeah. So my question is this, before, we call it a night here, my question is this. So how about this, people, because there's answer that you gave regarding those who might be saboteurs, and that, at the running and they go in, they might try to contribute financially. So how about those who actually, sabotage to the extent that they killed some Biafrans, or they gave a command, or they did something that warranted the death of Biafrans? Because I know that every life of a Biafran is more precious than than gold or diamond. So what would be their fate after the restoration of Biafra, even if they contributed, but they actually killed Biafrans?
I can never personally forgive those who have ordered the killings of Biafrans.
Okay.
I will never forgive them.
Yes.
It is only God that will forgive them. But another thing is that Biafra will have their laws.
Okay.
Biafra law will take course. will take its course on those who have killed. But personally, as the leader of this particular Biafra liberation, I can never forgive anybody that have ordered the killing of Biafrans. Thank you. And I believe this particular response will address a lot of things. I don't need to go into the elaborating, but I will never forgive. Biafra law may forgive them, sentencing them to prison or whatever, but personally, as the piloter or the pilot of this particular movement, I will never forgive.
Thank you, my PM. My PM, we have only 2 hands left. Should we take these 2 hands and then it will be all?
Go ahead.
Okay. Obi, Biafra, you take your question, and then after you, Chidera, and that will be it for the night. Obi, Biafra, please.
Hello. Hello.
Please
go ahead and speak. You are saying hello, hello. Are you making calls? Go ahead and speak.
All right. I want to know if I'm coming out clear.
Please, you have 60 seconds.
It's okay. Okay. All right. Mazi, Simon, good evening, sir. I want to thank you for your wonderful work. Kaviama will bless you. My question goes like this. We all know very well that we have a lot of Biafras in different parts of the world that are in different prisons in different parts of the world. And why I'm asking this question is because one of my bro that is in the prison is the one that tell me to ask you this question: how Biafra government is going to help them out, because a lot of our people are in prison because of Nigerian passport. So my question is, how are we going to help Biafrans that are in different part of detention, mostly in diaspora? How are we going to help them to come back home when Biafra is declared? Because some of them have many years.
Thank you very much. First of all, Biafra government will help those whose right has been abused in their different country of location. But what we cannot do is when you are living in a country and you commit crime, and then you expect Biafra government to go and interfere in the law of another man's country. It doesn't work like that. We're going to provide you the country that you need, the job that you don't have before in Nigeria, and you don't have any reason to go to another country or to commit crime in the first place. So you have a good society to live in, you have security, you have job, you have government protection and national insurance. So with that, you don't have the reason to go to another country and not talk of committing crime. Your brother I want you to tell your brother that we have had people from prison making donation to Biafra liberation, not minding and asking what Biafra will do to them, but what they are going to do to Biafra. So he's not the only person that is in prison today. I have had in the last few fundraising where somebody come to announce that somebody is making donation from prison, because the person knows that when Biafra come, his life can never remain the same. So he is supporting Biafra struggle from prison. And I asked the person, did you say this person is supporting from prison? He said, yes, our brother is in prison and is making donation. So your brother should emulate that, not coming to ask what Biafra would do after he commit crime in a country. And then you want us to come there and fight for him. We don't do that. Let him live a good life and not spoil the image of Biafra. Because everything you are seeing, even though under Nigeria, if you go to his name, his Igbo name, they say it's a Biafra. Nigeria have done this thing and compel people to go into crime in different countries. But when they commit this crime, their name is not Obafemi, their name is not Muhammad, their name is Okechukwu, Nkem Delema and all that. When they come back to Nigeria, they say it's from Igbo. Igbo is Biafra. And those people from Nigeria that are running abroad are all Biafrans. And they say you are the one committing crime, doing this and doing that. They use it to mock us. So we are changing this narrative and changing every mentality that is coming from Nigeria. It is not only what Biafra will do for you. What are you going to do for Biafra? We have seen people living by example, supporting the Biafra liberation from prison. And that person have not come and sent a message to me to say, Are you going to release me when Biafra come? Because it is something that should be known by every reasonable person that once Biafra come, it can never remain the same. So our liaison offices will swing into action to seek real justice to those we feel that they are right and the due process was not followed, or their rights were deprived, or they did not have a very good representation. And then if those that we see that there is nothing can be done, we monitor them until when they are released, we put them to a rehabilitation camp in Biafra land. The government will train them and make sure they never go back to crime. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my PM. That was a very, very deep one and very, very elaborate. The last question for tonight goes to Mazi Chidera. Chidera, you're the last person. Please make it count.
Okay, all right. Good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, Mazi Sussex. Mazi Van Van Van, I greet you. Am I coming out?
Go ahead, please.
All right. My Prime Minister is me, Mazi Chidera. I want to ask this question about this data collection. Is it available for little babies like months old or some weeks old that some even paying their liberation task? So I want to ask this question and one more question again. In the issue of this prototype of development of a state or a city in the state, is it possible for the state to go for a kind of a seminar with the state minister, the urban state minister, to know the kind of prototype of the states and some other structural development in each state within Biafra land? So that's one. And I want to make this suggestion again concerning this database collection. I've made the suggestion before concerning how to, take the how do I put it, the evangelism to its basis, like kind of spreading it on the radio, even through the market chairman, the churches and the rest of them, the kind of means to reach out to people to know that the database collection is ongoing. And whenever you see people taking your data, then you identify that the real Biafrans, then you can be able to give them the data. Then how do we go about the little babies that are a day old, months old, or weeks old, which some of them are even paying their liberation tax already? So how do you go about them? Thank you.
The Biafra database collection is open for every Biafran. Every Biafran. So from anybody that is alive and you are a Biafran, it is open for you. Of course, that you register for database does not mean that you are going to be accepted at the end of the day. Like I said, there are decision-making process after your data has been collected. We process it, and if it is approved that you have, or the information you submitted, we are convinced that you are a Biafran, we will approve you. So it is open for everybody that is alive. And then the issue of whether people are going to collect data and all that, you don't even know what is going on. And that job is, of course, some of you that are in de facto government. So the process of data collection is an individual thing. You do it on your own. That's the level the innovation has come to. You do it on your own, in your house, from the phone, from your smartphone, or from your computer. So it is not, don't expect anybody to come to you and tell you, I want to collect your data. No, we've actually developed the system that it is going to work for everybody where you are. Anybody, I know that Fulani are going to be submitting their data. It will never be approved because we know what we are going to do to identify those who are real Biafrans and those who are not real Biafrans. And we are expecting at least from 20 million up. Immediately you are collecting your data, you are also registering for the voting of the self-referendum.
Thank you. Thank you, Mazi Chidera. That was it. Thank you very much.
There's one thing our PM didn't.
Thank you. I'm sorry. You had already removed him. I didn't know he had something else. Thank you so much, PM. We really appreciate the time we've spent with you and the Biafrans. I enlightened once again. Each time you come live on the space or wherever, it gives us so much encouragement, and we are happy to engage you from time to time like this. Mazi Success, Please give us your closing remark before the PM.
Bring this person, Samuel Onana.
Okay.
And give him mic.
Samuel Onana. All right, let me. Samuel Onana. Samuel Onana, I'm bringing you in. Okay, please take the microphone because you are already a speaker. Samuel Onana. Samuel Onana, please. You're already in the room. Please take the microphone.
Good evening, PM. Please, good evening to everybody anyway. My question is just a very brief question, is now this alliance with the Middle Belt, my question is it because that they're having problem now that they really need this alliance? Because during the time Mazen Namdekan was out, they refused to ally. So what do you think about it right now as it is going on?
They refused to align. Not only them refused to align.
Yeah.
There are many people that refused, but they are joining now.
Okay.
The Riverine refused. They have joined us. That's number one. The reason why people are joining now is that they can now see clearly template working out, and they can now see that the people that are piloting the Biafra liberation movement now has template.
Okay.
So you don't expect people to jump into what they are not clear about. From the response we have received so far, this is the reason. And then also let me share one story.
Okay.
In Benue State, in part of the lower Benue.
Yeah.
People, Mazen Namdekan sent money. Was it in Benue or Kogi? So says you have to, help me in this. Mazen Namdekan sent 40 million.
Okay.
They sent this criminal called Marubugo and other people.
Yeah.
To the king there. They went there. They chased them from the road. They chased them with military. All of them entered bush.
It is in Lower Benue.
Okay, Lower Benue. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
And they give them a chase of their life. Today, they are part of us.
That's good. That's good.
So this is just example. So the people are joining because they have come to see the spirit can never lie. They have come to see that there is template and there is direction.
That means they are joining to be as a Biafran, or after they struggle, they pass their way.
What we are doing now is to liberate everybody and fight Nigeria from all corners. So those who are not part of you can never be part of you. We give freedom for everybody. We help those who want to fight for their own freedom. They want to be free. And as it stands now, we needed this freedom more than anybody, including more than those that are being killed in the north.
Okay.
So that's why anybody that is in alliance with us or want to go into alliance with us, we are going to support them to make sure we raise a very strong army for them to engage the terrorists from the north or from their side. So we want to, this 2024, we want to open all front for Nigeria. We want to stretch them to the last so that they will never breathe. So, and that is starting from Middle Belt. Middle Belt has come, the youth are with us. That is the most important thing. It does not matter what all these nearly to the grave elders are thinking. The youth are the one that are leaders of. We want to give the youth the sense of belonging. When they say the leaders of tomorrow, we are the one, Biafrans are the one actually giving the hope to the youth. You are the leaders of tomorrow, not these older.
That's cool. That's cool.
So the youth of the Middle Belt are with us 100%. And like I said, in a few weeks' time, you are going to start seeing actions from the Middle Belt.
That's cool. Kudos.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, PM. Right. Thank you so much, sir. Success, please go ahead.
Okay, there's no problem. I'm just, I think we're running up. And I want to tell Biafrans that sometimes you don't speculate, or you sit down and start imagining things that is going to happen that doesn't even happen. Like one of our sister who is in America said about Amazonia and Biafra. It's just speculations and does not exist. As the PM said, stick to what you know to do and stop gossiping and speculating things that can never be possible. So follow the Prime Minister, follow him to the last. Those of us who saw him at earlier hour of this very struggle is very genuine, and we started following him. We started following him and never break up until now. So PM, we will follow you to wherever you are going until the last day. So if every other person will reconsider, myself, success will never. I will follow you till the day you will declare the restoration of Biafra from Helsinki, and we are going to enjoy it in Biafra land. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Success, I want only our PM. We are moving together to the very end when all Biafrans will gather together in Arochukwu, like Mazin Namdekanu said, where we will worship Chukwu Kabiama and give glory to him, because Biafra is going to be the best country in the whole world, and it's a dream that must come true. Thank you, my PM. We are so grateful tonight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to inform Biafrans that all we need now is more bullets, more guns, more sophisticated weapons. That's all we need. In order for this dream to be actualized, we need more weapons and more guns. Do not come after 3 months into 2024 and ask me, have you declared Biafra, when you have not provided guns and bullets? Do not come to me and ask me, have you declared Biafra in May 2024, when you have not provided guns and bullets to protect our land? Don't dare ask that question. Give me guns, bullets, and leave the rest. Thank you. May God bless all of you. May God bless Biafra.